welcome to Idea TV News Update. I am Miracle Obi. We begin with the headlines. Nigeria bans raw shea nut exports. Correctional Service denies allegations of 350,000 naira. Nigeria seeks stronger investment ties at Brazil roundtable. Geopolitical urge in Niger through unclear power proposal at Russia. And away from Africa, Oxford scientists use AI supercomputer in breakthrough cancer vaccine research. And in health, NHIA Roche launch cost-sharing program. In business, LCCI urges global investors to tap into Nigeria's expanding economic frontiers. And now the news in full. The Nigerian government has announced a 6-month ban on the export of raw shea nuts in a move aimed at boosting local refining and increasing the nation's share in global shea butter markets. Vice President Kashim Shettima made this announcement during a press briefing at the State House in Abuja, declaring the current situation where Nigeria produces nearly 40% of the world's shea crop but earns only 1% of the $6.5 billion global market unacceptable. The temporary ban is designed to encourage domestic value addition by processing raw nuts into shea butter, widely used in beauty, cream, food products, and pharmaceuticals. According to the officials, the goal is to grow Nigeria's share-related earning from $65 million to $300 million annually. The shea nut industry largely depends on small-scale farmers, especially women in central Nigeria and across the country shea belt. Agriculture Minister, agriculture expert Dr. Ahmed Ismail from the Federal University of Minna welcomed the ban, describing it as a long overdue step. He emphasized that regulating the sector would create jobs through local refining, increasing government revenue, and uplift communities that depend on shea farming for survival. Processing shea nuts involves crushing, roasting, and boiling to extract the rich oil used in cosmetic, chocolates, ice creams, and pharmaceuticals. By retaining this process within its border, Nigeria hopes to transit from a raw commodity exporter to a global supplier of finished shea-based products. Dr. Ismail also urged authorities to accompany the ban with farmer education, technical training, and market access to ensure long-term imports. The decision is already gaining attention across the region as other West African countries monitor its outcomes. If successful, it could serve as a model for sustainable agricultural policy. As Nigeria looks to diversify its economy, the shea industry presents a valuable part for inclusive community-based growth. The Nigerian Correctional Service (NCORS) has firmly denied reports alleging that its personnel are being charged 350,000 naira for training certificates, calling the claims false, misleading, and aimed at tarnishing the image of the institution. The rebuttal was issued today by Deputy Controller of Corrections and Public Relations Officer Abubakar Umar, who reaffirmed that all training and retraining programs for officers remain part of the service core mandate and do not attract excessive charges. According to the statement, the only official sanctioned caution fees are 1,000 naira and 2,000 naira. Any demand beyond this amount has been declared illegal and repeatedly condemned by the Controller General of Correction. The service referenced internal circulars from December 2024 and July 2025 as evidence of its ongoing efforts to curb unauthorized levies. Addressing broader concerns, the NCORS dismissed allegations that its cooperative society has been converted into a cash cow. It clarified that the cooperative's primary purpose is to serve as a welfare mechanism for officers, retirees, and families of deceased personnel. The NCORS also highlighted its cooperative society broader role in financing empowerment and job creation. It operates a licensed microfinance bank dedicated to supporting officers through accessible loan and savings schemes. Additionally, the cooperative runs Costco's Hotel, a hospitality business located along Airport Road in Abuja. While reaffirming its zero-tolerance stance on corruption, the NCORS urged the public to verify information through official communication channels. As misinformation continues to spread, the service called for responsible reporting and renewed focus on the ongoing correctional reform in Nigeria. Moving on, the federal government of Nigeria has taken significant steps to boost foreign investment by participating in a high-level business roundtable held in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The event, hosted by global banking giant Citi, was organized alongside President Bola Tinubu's official state visit to the country. Leading Nigeria's economic delegation was the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun. He was joined by key government figures including the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Jumoke Oduwole, and the Central Bank Governor, Olayemi Kasodo. The roundtable brought together Brazilians, investors, multinational corporations, and policymakers to discuss deepening economic cooperations. Nigeria also used the platform to position itself as a key investment destination in Africa. The government emphasized its efforts to stabilize the economy, reform public finances, and promote private sector growth. Discussion focused on new strategy to improve the ease of doing business and remove regulatory barriers. The engagement also highlighted Nigeria's readiness to partner with Brazil in mutual areas of economic interest. During the forum, Nigeria delegation presented an overview of the country's economic reform agenda and outlined key sectors open for investment. Particular attention was given to Nigeria's large consumer base, its youthful and dynamic population, and vast natural and human resources. The delegation emphasized the government's commitment to infrastructure development, clean energy transition, digital innovation, and manufacturing growth. The Business Roundtable is expected to open new channels for capital inflow, technology transfer, and bilateral trade. With continued engagement and follow-up actions, both countries stand to benefit from expanded commercial ties. And moving on, Russia has proposed building a nuclear power plant in Niger, a uranium-rich West African nation that currently imports most of its electricity. While the project may never materialize due to technical, economical, and security challenges, it reflects Moscow's efforts to gain influence in a region historically dominated by France. Niger military junta nationalized French uranium operation in June 2025, creating an opportunity for Russia to position itself as a new partner. Russian state corporation Rosatom has discussed power generation, medical application, and local expertise training within Nigeria authorities. If realized, this would be the first nuclear power project in West Africa. The plant faces significant hurdles like Nigeria relying largely on coal and imported electricity, industrial infrastructure is limited, and security risks are high in the Sahel region due to Islamic militancy. Nonetheless, Russia has capitalized on local resentment towards France, representing itself as a partner that could allow Niger to move beyond being a raw material supplier to an industrialized energy producer nation. Economically, Russia could benefit from access to Niger uranium deposits, including the Imoraren site and the Yellow Cake reserves, strengthening its role in global nuclear fuel production. Politically, the move signals Moscow's intent to displace Western influence in the Sahel and align with African sovereignist vision adopted by the Niger and neighboring military regimes in Mali and Burkina Faso. Away from Africa, in a groundbreaking move, cancer researchers at the University of Oxford has gained access to one of UK's most powerful artificial intelligence supercomputers to accelerate vaccine development. The team from the Nuffield Department of Medicine would use the machine known as Dawn for 10,000 hours under a UK government-backed scheme to harness emerging technologies in the healthcare. The aim is to analyze vast volumes of patients' data to identify patterns that could inform the development of next-generation cancer vaccines. By working with tens of thousands of data sets, the researchers hope to uncover key biological signals that are difficult to detect through traditional methods. The supercomputer's main advantage lies in its ability to process massive and complex data sets with remarkable speed and skill. Dr. Lee explained that cancer's complexity requires this level of computing power to identify subtle yet significant trends across patients' populations. Unlike conventional computing systems, Dawn can complete analysis in hours that would otherwise take weeks or months. The accelerated pace of discovery is expected to significantly reduce the time needed to develop effective personalized cancer vaccines. Researchers believe that AI can help unlock the full potential of immunotherapy by identifying how individual immune systems respond to various types of cancer. The supercomputer's involvement marks a significant milestone in the UK's efforts to become a global leader in AI-driven medicine. By leveraging Dawn, researchers hope to bridge the gap between big data and actionable healthcare insights. With cancer remaining one of the leading causes of death worldwide, the race to develop personalized vaccine could revolutionize cancer care. Dr. Lee and his team are optimistic that this partnership between AI and medical research would bring long-term benefits not only for UK but also for global health. The model could be expanded to tackle other complex diseases using similar AI-enabled approaches. We'll go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return. Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is the Idea TV News Update. Now the rest of the news. Moving on to health. The National Health Insurance Authority, in collaboration with Roche's Products Limited, has unveiled a cost-sharing program designed to drastically reduce the financial burden of cancer treatments for patients across Nigeria. The initiative was launched at the Federal Teaching Hospital in Owerri today, and is set to reduce treatment costs by up to 80% for patients enrolled in the NHIA health insurance scheme. The program provides an innovative financing model where Roche would cover 50% of the cost of oncology drugs, NHIA will contribute 30%, and patients would only be responsible for the remaining 20%. This approach is expected to enable earlier access to treatment and reduce cases of delayed or foregone care due to high costs. The scheme is specifically targeted at making high-cost cancer medications more accessible and affordable. Currently, only 2 centers, the Federal Teaching Hospital Owerri and the American Cancer Center, are fully onboarded to offer services under the new scheme. In addition to the NHIA enrollees, the program will also support uninsured patients by offering them 50% subsidy on drug costs through Roche's contribution. This allows broader access to life-saving treatment regardless of the insurance status. Patients can receive care through 24 centers of excellence nationwide, which are being prepared to implement the scheme in the phases. Hospital administrators are being encouraged to guide oncologists in navigating the program's framework to ensure a smooth rollout. The collaboration is also aimed to discourage outbound medical travel by offering comparable cancer care services in Nigeria. Early indications suggest that the program will benefit over 80% of cancer patients who typically face high out-of-pocket expenses. With a streamlined process and shared financial responsibility, treatment access is expected to become faster and more efficient. The launch was attended by key health stakeholders, including NHIA State Coordinator Mr. Chimezie Ezenebuke, Roche's Head of Operation Tasia, Chief Medical Director of the Federal Teaching Hospital, Dr. Kingsley Achiwo, Mike Ada, Head of Operations at the American Cancer Center. Government officials says it demonstrates effective public-private collaboration in tackling non-communicable diseases. The program will also generate data that can be used to improve the cancer care policy and resource allocation. And moving on to business, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry (LCCI) has called on international investors to business leaders to channel their capital into Nigeria's economy, citing significant growth across key sectors. Speaking yesterday at the LCCI's International Business Conference and Expo themed Invest in Nigeria, President of the Chamber, Gabriel Idahosa, emphasized that Nigeria is experiencing a geometric rise in industries such as technology, agribusiness, creative arts, and infrastructure. He assured investors that these sectors could collectively generate over 1 million new jobs, transforming the nation's economic narrative. Idahosa encouraged attendees to look beyond Nigeria's current challenges and focus on the country's long-term potential as Africa's largest market. With a population exceeding 220 million, he described Nigeria as a young, dynamic hub for innovation and economic expansion. He stressed that investing in Nigeria is not only financially rewarding, but also an opportunity to contribute to a transformational journey of a resilient nation. The event aimed to boost investors' confidence and reposition Nigeria as a prime destination for foreign direct investments. Idahosa urged global stakeholders to view Nigeria as a gateway to African future prosperity, declaring that the nation remains open and ready for business. According to him, Nigeria offers unmatched potential for those seeking skill, innovation, and sustainable partnerships. In 2025 edition of the Invest in Nigeria Summit attracted international attention with presentations from Heirs Holdings, the International Monetary Fund (IMF), the International Finance Corporation, who also explored the country's investment climate. Discussions centered on opportunities in key value chains and the role of policy reforms in unlocking growth. Participants were told that Nigeria's untapped resources, if properly harnessed, could position the country as a global investment magnet. Despite persistent economic instability, the Dahosa insisted that the Nigerians' prospects far outweigh its challenges, highlighting the adaptability of its people and the resilience of its business environment. He concluded that those who act now will be the ones who lead and benefit from Africa's next economic surge. His message was clear: Nigeria is not just the market, it is the future. Also addressing the forum, Dr. Awele Elumelu, director of Heirs Holding, acknowledged that while Nigeria faces economic headwinds, it remains rich with opportunities and visionary investors. She emphasized the need to equip the country's vibrant youth with access to capital, skills, and enabling business environments, citing the impact of Tony Elumelu Foundation, which she co-founded in 2010 with her husband. She revealed that over 24,000 African entrepreneurs have received seed capital from the foundation. This investment has created more than 1.5 million jobs, generated over $4.2 billion in revenue across the continent. According to her, these numbers reflect the power of private sector-led development and the transformative impact of entrepreneurship. She concluded by affirming that global investors who engage with Nigeria today would help shape a prosperous, self-sustaining Africa for the future. And that is all we have for you on Idea TV News Update. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Nigeria bans raw Shenote exports. Correctional Services deny allegation of 350,000 naira. Nigeria seeks stronger investment ties at Brazil roundtable. Russia seeks geopolitical aid in Niger through nuclear power proposal. And away from Africa, Oxford scientists use AI supercomputers in breaking through cancer vaccine research. And in health, NHIA Roche launch cost-sharing program. And finally, in business, LCC urges global investors to tap into Nigeria's expanding economic frontiers. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Miracle Obi. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of our program.